Welcome back to the news at 10. Let's take a look at some business news now. And here's Anne Waudu.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. The dispute between lenders and borrowers in Nigeria's credit market can be resolved quickly and effectively through the establishment of special courts and proper reform. These are the recommendations from the country's manager of the International Finance Corporation, Ms. M.L.S.C. Lore. While highlighting the effects of some of the commercial disputes on businesses, she says that the issue, which remains a major challenge, not just local and foreign investors, also affects the IFC, which is the lending arm of the World Bank. Global Accelerex Limited, one of the financial technology players in Nigeria, has held its 7th annual POS Innovation Summit in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, with discussions bordering on an African Continental Free Trade Agreement, driving borderless trade. Fintech participants highlighted the roles fintech will play in the realization of the objectives of the treaty, while the managing director, Tunde Ogunbade, promised that the summit is just one of the many avenues which Global Accelerex will use to ensure that Nigeria maximizes the opportunity in tech.
It's a dance on borderless Africa, and this properly sets the stage for a discussion which is optimal 5 months since Nigeria signed the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Global Accelerex Limited has invited financial technology players and others in the support banking and financial services industry to discuss borderless trade in Africa. The managing director, Tunde Ogunbade, is at the fore of driving this conversation in the digital payments industry.
With free movement of people and investments, it will also expand inter-Africa trade through better harmonization, liberalization, and facilitation of trade instruments across Africa.
The motivation here is the over 1 billion market which is available on the continent if a single continent market can be created and the many hurdles eliminated, especially in the payment system. Experts, however, call for caution in the process.
If we liberalize immediately, and so we're going to make it 100%, most countries in Africa would not be able to absorb that shock.
The requirements, steps and opportunities in AFCTCA were further expatiated by a panel made up of stakeholders in the public and private sectors. While the drivers of the borderless trade are the fintechs, government policy and support is compulsory.
When we talked about technology, we didn't just look at technology as an enabler, but we looked at technology also as a business. And that is the space in which Accelerex falls in.
And the convener of the summit, Global Accelerex, has promised to continue to explore other frontiers and opportunities available in AFCTA.
One of the reasons that birthed this program is to bring all the stakeholders together, to bring them in so that we can deliberate on these issues and know how each of us can better play our roles.
Other fintechs have also been charged to develop seamless payment products and solutions as implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is set to begin in July 2020.
Let's head to the equities market, which recorded its second gain within the month, posting wider margin increase on the back of investors' interest in medium and small, high-valued stocks. Tanya Shibawali has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. About 65 billion naira is added to the total value of listed equities as the stock market sustains its recovery for a second day, with a 0.51% rise on the main index. This comes after investors intensified bargain hunting across 4 key sectors of the NSE, particularly on banking and consumer components such as GT Bank, Cadbury, Dangote Sugar, and Nigerian breweries. Similarly, overall turnover of shares traded for the day was higher at 319.69 million units in 2,503 deals. And traders say this is attributed to a shift by short-term investors from the low-interest yield treasury bills market to the equities market. The shares of agro-industrial company Presco is on top of the list of 16 gainers with a 9.51% increase. Drug maker Nemeth is highest among 13 losers with a 9.59% loss, while Union Diagnostics is the major volume driver with 186 million units of shares traded by investors. And that's the stock market report. I'm Ekaite Afia.
About the mix-up, that's Ekaite Afia telling us figures from the stock market. Meanwhile, reports of Phase 1 trade deal between the United States and China lifted major global markets at the close of business today. Let's see the figures. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. It's back to you, Joma.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Over 1,000 youths and women in Rivers and Abia states have benefited from a skills acquisition program organized by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria as part of its corporate social responsibility to its OML 58 host communities in Rivers State. The Deputy Managing Director of the Port Harcourt district of the company, who is represented by the Manager, Community Relations, Port Harcourt and Offshore, Okechukwu Obara, says the training affords the participants the opportunity to develop entrepreneurial skills that can impact their lives and local economy.
Statistics from the United Nations indicate that youths constitute about 1.8 billion of the global population, with 87% residing in developing countries. There's therefore a need for this critical mass to be harnessed as a force for positive social integration and change.
As an entrepreneur, things you must really understand.
And that's exactly what Total Nigeria is doing. 1,014 youths and women from its host communities in Rivers and Abia states are graduating after a year-long training.
The skills training program is designed to support the human capital development of our youths and women out of a target host communities. It is a unique opportunity for those young men and women to acquire various entrepreneurship skills which should enable them improve their individual competencies in particular and contribute meaningfully to the overall well-being of their communities and the state in general.
They've been trained in vocations which include computer operations, furniture making and hairdressing, among others. And as they hit the ground running, useful advice as well as help is available.
TPNG is willing to ease the acquisition of funds through our Business and Enterprise Development Department. This assistance will go a long way to easing your entrance into the real world of business.
It is important for you to always remember that there is no end to learning. So you must therefore, after the official graduation ceremony, armed with your starter packs, begin to seek ways to improve on the skills that you have acquired over the last 12 months.
I hope you are going to do wonderfully with this.
Beyond the encouragement given, there's a collection of profession-based items that would enable the trainees start a viable small and medium-scale business immediately.
And training I undergo was very good, and I thank Total EMP for such a program that is.
The NNPC TEPNG Skills Acquisition Program is a sustainable youth development scheme designed to address one of the company's focal corporate social responsibility pillars, local and economic development.
Still ahead on the news at 10, voters in the United Kingdom decide their leader for the next 4 years in a general election. That's coming up on our London Bureau and around the world in 5.